you said you typically were more liberal leaning, now a little bit more conservative.
My entire family, I was raised in a Democratic family for sure.
That's just Hollywood.
Some people are, raised, in conservative families that grow up Republican. Some people are raised as Democrats. Okay, when you're a little kid, you're growing up in your family. Okay, I went to a school that was very conservative, so I was like a minority for having a family that was Democrats, right? So like when you're a little kid, when you're in the 5th grade, you know what I'm saying? When Bush was getting elected or something, and you have your little school has like the elections, right? Well, who's a 5th grader voting for? They're just voting for the president that their parents are voting for, right? So they don't have any opinion on politics. They're just raised a certain a certain way, right? So I was definitely raised in that on the left, in the liberal democratic, just mindset, culture, whatever. But I truly consider myself a complete moderate. I mean, I truly believe that, honestly, a two-party system is ridiculous, because what we're having to accept now is you either have to it's bipartisan extremes.
Right.
If you have to accept the extremes of each party, even though the most rational decision or point of view is always going to be more in the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're forced to like pick a side and then co-sign even the most extreme ideologies of that side, just because it's just because you're picking the lesser of two evils.
For sure.
But I honestly think that nowadays, I mean, the Republican Party is a lot more moderate than the Democratic Party.
Yeah, well, they're both sides are extreme, whether you're talking about the woke left or the absolute complete conspiracy theorist MAGA right.
Right.
But
that's true.
Moderate, I think moderate is great. I'm definitely in that camp. Unfortunately, if you're a politician, moderates don't get eyeballs. We're in an eyeball culture.
Yeah, but I feel like most people are truly moderate. Most people you come across are moderate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'll speak for myself, for example. Okay, like I believe in the Second Amendment. Okay. So that's like a right ideology. I also believe that women should be able to get abortions. Okay, that's a left ideology. Okay, two completely rational things that should be like logical, but people are forced to either go on, pick one side, and then accept all the stuff that comes with it. So if I want to keep my guns, now I gotta be rallying against abortions. You know what I'm saying?
Because life isn't black and white.
It's not.
Life isn't. There's a gray area. There's a nuance. You could be liberal in some stuff. You could be conservative in other stuff.
Exactly.
So I think that's the problem in America today is that you're on team blue or you're on team red.
Yeah.
What happened to red, white, and blue, baby?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the problem in the culture today. Let me ask you one more follow-up question. Since you seems to be a moderate person who was more left, now you're more right, there must be things that upset you or trigger you, especially on the conspiracy side of things. Like things aren't conspiracies until they're actually proven true. As an example, like freedom of speech, they're limiting our freedom of speech. It's like, well, they kind of are. Big tech, right?
Of course.
COVID, vax. Well, yeah, you can't trust it. It's like, well, it turns out you probably kind of couldn't, right? But then you get into crazy conspiracy things
it's
like
insane.
QAnon, adrenochrome, liberal elites, blood, babies. That's where you lose people and you're like, that just doesn't make any sense. And then you hear stories of like your father, America's dad almost, drinking adrenochrome. You've heard these stories, I assume.
Of course.
How do you process that?
I mean, it's fanciful. How do I process it? I think that people are crazy freaking, sci-fi fantasies are a lot more interesting as an explanation for why things are the way they are than real life or the real answer. It's a lot more interesting. People are bored, right? People are bored in their lives. It's interesting to get lost in these crazy theories and conspiracies instead of like looking at like, this more simple, probably much more truthful answer of why things are the way that they are.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.